Good morning, everybody. What's going on? We're back again. Apologies for the late video, but me and the wife decided to go out and do some Christmas decoration shopping, which is actually really exciting because we did a lot of work on the front of our house over the summer, and it's going to look beautiful. And I will actually post pictures on this page of what we're doing because it's going to be great. So yeah. Continuing on with yesterday's thing, scenarios that occur to help you recognize where your mindset is at. Okay, so let's do, because everybody works. So let's do work. So say you're on afternoon shift, or you have a cross shift, and you go in, and one of your coworkers, the first thing they say is, "Oh my God, look at what the other shift did or did not do." What is your general reaction going to be? Are you going to give in to what they're talking about, or are you going to focus on what you need to do to get whatever they didn't get done, or to continue on what they did get done and keep moving forward? So let's go with that scenario. What are you going to do? You go into work and one of your coworkers comes up and says, "Oh my God, the night shift did nothing, blah, 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 blah." They talk all this, we're so behind. We got all this stuff to do. Where is that putting your mindset? Where are you going to lean towards? Are you going to look, for me, it's like, okay, well, the reason why we have a cross shift is because we're a team. Whatever they don't get done, that's why we're here. That's what we do, right? We all have one objective, one goal, and that's to do what we're paid to do. And, why focus on what they didn't get done when that we already know that we're supposed to continue where they left off, whether they get a lot done or whether they don't get very much done. Obviously, there's some sort of reasoning behind it. So that's the scenario. So think about that one and leave your comments below on where your mindset is at. I want to see pros and cons. Where, are you going to be looking forward to having a lot of stuff to do so that you're busy, or are you going to be thinking about, "Oh my God, they didn't do nothing, they're lazy," and is that where your mindset's going to be? So yeah, leave comments below. Let me know what you think. So we're on page 10. That means we only got 4 more pages left of this book. Hello, viewer. Thank you for watching. So we're going to start off with the very first paragraph. For I am not a God afar off. I am nearer than your hands and feet, nearer than your very breathing. I am your awareness of being. I am that in which all that I shall ever be aware of being shall be begin and end. For before the world was, I am, and when the world shall cease to be, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. This I am is your awareness. Yeah, so, for I am not a God afar off. I am nearer than your hands and feet, nearer than your very breathing. I am your awareness of being. And this book is a lot of repetition. What are you aware of being? And, I read something in one of my other books, and they say in the other book, it's like, it's so easy for people. They find it easier to be negative than it is to be positive. For some reason that we're so conditioned that negativity is the normal, and that people who are positive, they must be on drugs or something, right? Like, but why is it so hard to think good things? Why is it so hard to be nice to people? Why is it so hard to think before you act, and think before you do anything? It's not hard. It's not. So, think about that. Why do we, as a society, always lean towards the negativity of things instead of the positivity of things? Why is that? Why is it so easy for us to express anger and frustration and even hatred, which I don't even want to say. But why is it so easy to do that? Why is it so hard to be nice? So think about that. When it talks about before Abraham was, I am, it's kind of like you don't say I Talon am, right? I am is before your name. So I am is your awareness. Okay, we'll move on from that one. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain, and except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. The Lord being your consciousness, except that which you seek is first established in your consciousness, you will labor in vain to find it. All things must begin and end in consciousness. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. The Lord being your consciousness, except that which you seek is first established in your consciousness. Except that which you seek is first. You will labor in vain to find it. All things must begin and end in consciousness. Your consciousness is what you think. Your awareness is of what you are, who you are, and what you are aware of being. What did I write down? Just going to look at my book here. So I have to build myself up in my consciousness in order to achieve what I want to achieve. I think it means when talking about building the house, I'll have to think on that one a little bit more. Next one. So blessed indeed is the man that trusteth in himself, for man's faith in God will ever be measured by his confidence in himself. You believe in a God, believe also in me. So believe in yourself. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. For man's faith in God will ever be measured by his confidence in himself. So confidence is one of those words where in order to build confidence, you have to do the things you're afraid of, the things that are scary, because that's what builds you up. If you get challenged with a task and you've never done it before and you don't want to do it because you're scared of doing it, now you're just holding yourself back from achieving good and great things. So when it comes to doing something new, don't, yes, being scared of it, okay, but get rid of that fear and look at it as your opportunity to better yourself, to better things. And that's how you build confidence. Okay, next one. Put not your trust in men, for men but reflect the being that you are, and can only bring to you or do unto you that which you have first done unto yourself. So when it talks about don't put your trust in men, that refers to go out and tell no one about, the things that if you know the people that surround you, if you know that if you go to talk to them about something that you aspire to be or what your desires are and what you want to achieve, if you surround yourself with people that are going to put you down or say, oh no, you won't be able to do that or whatever it is, don't say anything. Just keep it to yourself and let them see what happens and lead by example. Okay, next one. No man taketh away my life, I lay it down myself. I have the power to lay it down and the power to take it up again. So I think when it talks about that, you have the power to lay it down. So are you going to beat yourself up every day? Or are you going to build yourself up? It's up to you. You decide whether you want to, be a bully to yourself or be, a friend that you're going to pick yourself up and accomplish great things. Okay, next one. No matter what happens to man in this world, it is never an accident. It occurs under the guidance of an exact and changeless law. So that law is the law of cause and effect is absolute and undeviating in the hidden realm of thought as it is in the world of visible and material things. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I can't stress enough that that's how it works. It's absolute and undeviating. So, I say it in all my videos. Go back and think about things that have happened in your life. Think about what you were thinking about. Think about the outcome. And correlate them and put them together. Because, you have to do that. And then you realize that all your thoughts have caused what you experience in your life. Every single one of them. Okay, next one. No man, manifestation in brackets, comes unto me except the Father within me draw him, and I and my Father are one. Believe this truth and you will be free. Man has always blamed others for that which he is and will continue to do so until he finds himself a cause of all. I am comes not to destroy but to fulfill. I am the awareness within you, destroys nothing but ever fill full the molds or conceptions one has of oneself. Okay, so that's huge. That's accepting and assuming full responsibility for everything in your life, whether good or bad. It was your thoughts, your actions, it was your thoughts and your actions based on the circumstance or experience that you're going through is what causes things. And it's nobody else's fault but yours. So when it comes to something bad, whether it's at work or whether it's whatever it could be, anything, if you're presented with that opportunity to make yourself better, or you're presented with something that you didn't want to happen, well, that was your own doing. So, assume that responsibility. Nobody else is in control of your life but you. And that comes down right to everything. It is impossible for the poor man to find wealth in this world, no matter how he is surrounded with it, until he first claims it himself to be wealthy. For signs follow, they do not precede. To constantly kick and complain against the limitations of poverty while remaining poor in consciousness is to play the fool's game. Changes cannot take place from that level of consciousness for life in constantly outpicturing all levels. From that level of consciousness for life in constantly is. It should be is. From that level of consciousness for life is constantly outpicturing all levels. It shouldn't be in. It should be all. Is. It should be is. Is constantly, not in. So here you have a poor man whining and complaining that he's poor, and he's constantly thinking that he's poor, and he's blaming everybody else because he's poor, but yet he's thinking he's poor. So that's his own fault, because he's not changing his mindset on being wealthy. And, you know, one of the biggest things I'm going to refer to is, again, don't ask how this works. Just do it and see what happens. Because what do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. You got everything to gain. And if all it takes is for you to change your mindset, then, you know, hop on the bandwagon, because it's a good one. Changes cannot take place from that level of consciousness, for life is constantly outpicturing all levels. So change your level of consciousness and change the level of what you outpicture in your life. Next, follow the example of the prodigal son. For example of the prodigal. How do you say that word, Susie? It's Prodigal. Prodigal son. Follow the example of the prodigal son. I think that's it. Prodigal. I don't know. I'll have to check dictionary.com. Yeah, so prodigy. Prodigal. I'm gonna.
Time to move on.
Yeah, time to move on. Thank you, Susie. Follow the example of the son. Realize that you yourself brought about this condition of waste and lack, and make the decision within yourself to rise to a higher level where the fatted calf, the ring, and the robe await your claim. So realize that you yourself brought about this condition of waste and lack, and make the decision within yourself to rise to a higher level. So do that. You know, you're bringing about whatever experiences and conditions. Are you making soup, Susie? Oh. Yeah. So whatever you're bringing into your life is your own doing by your own thoughts, and think about what you think about. Be aware of what you're thinking. Correlate what you're thinking to events that happen in your life. So for instance, I had something happen today, which was great. Me and Susie were at Canadian Tire. We were buying Christmas stuff. I didn't have a loonie for a shopping cart. And so we're going around with our two little wheelie basket things. And all of a sudden, Canadian Tire associate came up to us and said, hey, you guys should use your cart, because if you're going to be pushing that around, you got to push it to your car, etc., etc. And I was like, well, we don't have a loonie. And she's like, that's okay, I can open it up for you. Now, this is what you got to do. You have to do this. I was thinking, I need $1. I should ask somebody for $1 so I can get a shopping cart. I would like a shopping cart. I was thinking that. And knowing that there's no such thing as luck or chance in the world, that was all me. That was all my doing by my thoughts. It just happened. Now, you can believe what you want. I'm a firm believer of that was me. I choose what I want to happen in my life, nobody else. I'm aware of what I'm thinking. I correlate my thoughts to the actions that happen out in the world of visible and material things. I pay attention to that. I pay attention to everything. There's hidden messages in conversations. There's hidden messages in your daily life. Everywhere you go, there's something to be learned throughout everything you experience. There's something to be learned. You just have to be aware and paying attention for it. So rise to a higher level. Change your thoughts to positive thoughts, and that in turn leads you to change your focus from negativity to positivity, which now you're aware of where your focus is, so now you can apply that same focus to every aspect of your life. So your job, your relationship, your kids, everything. I would like some too, Susie, please. So pay attention to that. And really pay attention to your thoughts and pay attention to what happens. Because it really is amazing. Okay, next one. There was no condemnation of the This word is going to pop up until I get it. Prodigal. The prodigal son returns. I'm going to go with that. There was no condemnation of the prodigal when he had the courage to claim this inheritance as his own. Others will condemn us only as long as we continue in that for which we condemn ourselves. So, happy is the man that condemneth himself not in that which he alloweth. For to life nothing is condemned, all is expressed. When he had the courage to claim this inheritance as his own. Others will condemn us as long as we continue in that for which we condemn ourselves. Happy is the man that condemneth himself not in that which he alloweth. So I think that means, what are you allowing? What are you being influenced by? And are you going to let that affect you in a way that it's going to change your mood? Because if you pay attention, so let's go back to my scenario that I started out with the day. If you start your day off with allowing someone to start complaining about work, your cross shift, whatever, are you going to allow that? Are you going to carry that negativity on, or are you going to stop it dead in its tracks and focus on what you need to do? Be happy that you have a lot to do. The day will go by fast, etc., that type of thing. So, and pay attention, because when it goes from one person complains to one person, this person complains to another person about this person complaining, that person complains to another person about all these other people's complaining, and now everybody's just complaining, and then nothing goes the way you want it to go because you're just complaining and whining. There's no point. Stop it. Think of the solution, and once you touch that solution, the problem's gone. Don't think about the problem anymore because you got the solution. I've got the power. You know what I'm saying? Okay, next one. Life does not care whether you call yourself rich or poor, strong or weak. It will eternally reward you with that which you claim as true of yourself. So, saying you're rich and then not believing you're rich is the opposite. It won't happen. Now, I'm not saying you have to. You take this information the way you want to receive it. I already know how to use this information. I've been using it since I came across it, and things have been great. Things have been amazing. But that's saying you cannot call yourself strong and then not do the work to become it, so to speak. Okay, next one. The measurements of right and wrong belong to man alone. To life there is nothing right or wrong. As Paul stated in his letter to the Romans, I know and am persuaded by the Lord Jesus that there is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Stop asking yourself whether you are worthy or unworthy to receive that which you desire. You, as man, did not create the desire. Your desires are ever fashioned within you because of what you now claim yourself to be. So yeah, stop saying you're worthy or unworthy of something, because you're worthy of everything as long as you claim it to be. Claim yourself to be, and you will become it. And, it's happening. And it's a great feeling to know that, nothing else controls the outcome of your life but your thoughts. So when you know this, why would you want to think anything wrong, any wrong thoughts? Why would you want to do that to yourself? And, I was watching Wim Hof talk about how we get stuck in a rut, but he used the trams in Amsterdam. He says, when you get your tires stuck in the track there, and it's hard to get out, and you just have to be determined. You gotta really want the change. You really gotta, believe, have conviction that this is how it works, and go with it, and be aware of what you're thinking. And when you catch yourself thinking something wrong, just let it go. You don't need to dwell on that. Just, okay, on to the next one. And once you can do that, now you're changing your focus, and now you can focus on the things that you are. You can focus on your I ams, but you already know what you are. But take all the I ams that you don't want and get rid of them and replace them with the ones that you do want. And just watch it happen. It's amazing. I'm going to end this video with, 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 80% are negative, 95% are repetitive. Try changing your thought process to 80% positive thoughts and 95% repetitive positive thoughts, and see what happens. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And like I said earlier too, other books say it's human nature to just it's so easy to think negatively, and that's how we should be. That's not how we should be. We should not be beating ourselves up. We should not be beating other fellow, human beings up. We should not be putting them down. We should be building each other up. Because, it's like pay it forward, right? Do something good for somebody. This person's in a good mood. They're going to do something good for somebody. That person's going to do something good for somebody. And it's just like a chain reaction. But anyways, I got to end this video. My lovely wife, Susie, made me lunch. So I'm going to enjoy lunch with her. And you all have an amazing day. And I'll see you tomorrow.